Away from Jan's politics, Kylian Mbappe, of course, his future is very much up in the air. The Madrid-based newspapers Mark and As getting very excited about the fact that they had a €160 million offer in. PSG, as we mentioned yesterday, turned that down. Going back to Jan's friend, he tweeted, if you agree to the specified price, contact us or complete the season with the golfer, of course.
Who is he? I want to know who he is. Is it a prince? A crown prince? Tell me.
So then, Leonardo addressed this really for the first time. We've heard PSG talk about what's going on. He said Mbappe wants to leave. That seems clear. If he wants to leave, we are not going to keep him, but it will be done under our conditions. Real Madrid official offer is very far from what we want for Kylian. It's around €160 million. It's less than what we paid for him in 2017. We're not going to let him go for less than what we paid when we still owe Monaco money. For the last 2 years, Real Madrid behaved like this. It is not correct, illegal even, because they contacted the player. We have no plans to talk to Real again for Mbappe. It seems like a strategy to try and get a no from us to show they have tried everything and to wait for a year to get Mbappe for free. Kylian always promised he wouldn't leave for free. Do you agree? Is this just basically a PR exercise from Real Madrid, Jules?
I don't think PR is not the right word. This is what they do. This is what they're very good at. This is what Florentino is really good at. This is the sort of Real Madrid machine, and you know well, Dan, of how good they are to put plans in place like this to attract the players that they really want, and they've got a very good way of doing it, and that's what happened again. I don't know if they will come back with another offer. We know now that PSG will let him go at €220 million. This is the price they set. Tonight they were again briefing people 220, because let's not forget that they in case of a sale of Mbappe now, they will have to pay Monaco €35 million. So had they agreed the 160 from yesterday, they would only have gotten 125, because 35 of the 160 would have gone to Monaco as one of the clauses in the contract of Mbappe when they signed him from Monaco in the summer 2017. So there was no chance that would work. However, 220 million, if you retract from that 35, then PSG are happy with the cash that will go into their bank account. I don't know if Real Madrid are ready to pay 220 million. I really would think not, because they would get him on a free again in 12 months' time. But if they want to pay 220 million for him now, they can, and they will certainly get him.
This doesn't make any sense, does it?
No, he'll leave in a free next summer.
Exactly. Yeah. So why, if you're Real Madrid, why are you spending 220 million?
And Leonardo can wipe his tears away that he said he wouldn't leave in a free. Did he get it in writing? No. So spare me the details. This, I don't think, again, I think we have a player here who, at this moment in time, not that it matters, but I just don't take to this player at all.
Oh, to Mbappe?
Yeah. He's not in terms of talent, but just in terms of the way he's handling himself, and not over a transfer as a generalisation from his attitude on the field to his antics to the debacle at the Euros to all the stuff that goes with it. I think he's close to being out of control in terms of his ego.
Frank said he was nice when he met Frank. They had a nice selfie together.
Well, he probably didn't get a word then. I don't know that. Frank talked and he listened. But look, I think here we have a classic case of PSG had a plan to bring in Messi eventually, as they did, and have a structure around this magnificent front three. Yep. And obviously top French football again after losing to Lille. But more importantly, this front three who are super talented, we're going to drive them to this great Champions League victory for the first time. And all of a sudden now, this, not that might not happen, but it might not happen as a three. And the whole thing just has turned into this super happy camp with Messi coming to one big mess with a player who I just think as he's turned from a teenager and he's got a little bit more mature, I think he's gradually, in my opinion, Kylian Mbappe, getting a little bit out of control with his own ego.
I don't have that problem with that, or that concern with Kylian Mbappe. I think this is more a PR exercise of both Real Madrid and PSG. Right. I think Real Madrid are prepared to wait a year. They have a deal sorted out with Kylian Mbappe, and they're prepared to wait a year and get him on a free. I think PSG at the same time have been working and positioning it to make Kylian Mbappe to be the villain of this piece if he walks away on a free in 12 months' time. That they are secretly happy that he gets bored at home. And he gets booed, from the fans in home games. He gets booed when he travels away. And now all of a sudden they're forcing Kylian Mbappe. And I think he now has recognized that and has responded to it and said, well, if that's where you want to position me, if you're going to make me the villain of the piece, you might as well let me go now, and at least you get some money for this villain.
But listen,
hold on. At the same time, Leonardo can't come out and say, well, we paid 100. Whose fault is it you paid 160 million for him 4 years ago? That's on you.
But how sweet it is, Dan, with Leonardo, of all people in the world, running PSG, sitting there crying. Oh, this is so rude. Perez, what have you done to us? We can't live with it. I mean, if he was Pinocchio, he would have the biggest nose. We wouldn't even got it on my iPhone. I mean, please. I mean, how they run. I love PSG. Put together my Harlem Globetrotters. Put Neymar, put Messi, put all the Ramos of the world. I love that. I love to watch football. But football leaders of them all, Perez crying, saying, I want Super League. I have no money. Oh, here you have 160 million. We get him for free next summer. And then Leonardo, oh, you're rude to us. Oh, I mean, that is silly.
Yeah, and do you have an extra large iPhone? I'm intrigued as to why the nose wouldn't fit on it.
I don't have a go back to your point and about the villain of the piece, and I can see that happening. I don't have an issue at all with Kylian Mbappe seeing his contract out.
Right.
I'm going for free. I don't. There's no sentiment. That's his choice.
Yeah.
My assertion of his recent sort of antics in the last was more a generalisation of what I've seen from the player, both for club and country. He's quite entitled to do what he needs to do for himself in terms of the transfer fee, or no transfer fee. That's as Shaq said. That's PSG's problem.
Right.
They paid that money.
Yep.
At no point when they paid that money does a player have to say, well, I'm not going to see my contract out just so that you can get reimbursed. That's just the way the cookie crumbles in this business. But it's
exactly
a bit like Kane at Tottenham. It's just turning into an end of transfer window fiasco and mess at the moment. And that's not how PSG painted it 3 or 4 weeks ago.
Last word on this to you, Jules.
Yeah, it's a very interesting debate. I mean, I agree with Jan for Leonardo. What they, don't do to other people what you don't want them to do to you back. Not to Real Madrid, but to other clubs. And trust me, they've done a lot of that. All summer and for the last year, they've said he's not for sale. We won't let him go at all. Okay, no problem. We've said that on the show many times. We've said he was steady, guaranteed to stay. Now they've opened the door. I think he will still be happy to spend the season in Paris and go on a free next summer to Real Madrid and play with Messi and Neymar this season. But if they find an agreement at 220 million, he will go this summer. I'm not sure. There's something interesting quickly to say on what Leonardo also said in that interview. We could not translate all of it. But he also said, basically, we did everything for Kylian to be happy at this club, to stay. That's what our transfer window was all about, to bring all those players, to make him happy. And now he would welcome a move away to Real Madrid. But Leonardo got this one completely wrong. And again, it's not surprising because him and the Mbappe clan don't really see eye to eye, don't really get on at all. The issue was never too much, bring me some big stars and the superstars. And I've said it on the show before, what Mbappe wanted and what he wants now is to be the face of the project, to be at the heart of it, to be the big guy, to be the big name. And right now, this is not the case because there's Messi and there's Neymar and there's maybe even Sergio Ramos ahead of him. If he goes to Real Madrid now, or even next summer, okay, maybe Erling Haaland will come and there will be two faces to the project, but I think he can cope with that. But otherwise, if he goes now, he will be the poster boy. He will be this golden boy coming to save the Bernabeu and Real Madrid who were in transition, and now he's going to bring them all the way to the top. And I think this is what it is. This is that. You can bring in Messi, and they could have added Cristiano, and they could have added Pelé and Maradona and Fjortov and Burley and Hislop, and than anyone, he would have still said, that's great, but I want to be the big star, and I'm not. And I think this is the problem.
Which goes back to my
What
point.
about Don?
Which goes
What
back,
about Don?
Which goes back to my point.
And Don, sorry, Don.
Don's the agent.
Don's off chatting to... Don's off getting his sources in place. It goes back to my point. Jules is just completely backed up what I said and what he said. Not that he was trying to back me up, but his ego's out of control.
Right.
It's not about the football. Yeah. Is it not about the football?
Yeah.
Is it not about winning the Champions League? Is it not about playing in this potentially great team? No. It's about wanting to be the big cheese that everybody talks about. It's about the ego, right? Let's not fudge around it and say, oh, we got Real Madrid and they'll rebuild. And then it's just about being this top guy there that everybody talks about.
Yeah.
So it's not about the football. It's not about the money. It's just about the egos. And that's what I'm saying. He's a young man. And when he started off in this game, it wasn't about the ego for him. It was just about the talent. And we sat here and we eulogised about it and we watched it. My God, look at this guy. He's fast and he's done all this stuff. What do we talk about now? Yeah. The off-field stuff, the not getting on with teammates, they want to be the big cheese. A bit like Neymar leaving Barcelona. Yep.
Yeah.
He had it all at his feet, wanted to go to be the big cheese. And here we have one of the next superstars in line, and all he's interested in, it seems, is to be, as Julian said, the poster boy. I remember this game was about being in the best team and winning and enjoying your football and getting paid for it. Now that's not enough for some of these.
Don?
Horrible, isn't it? It's horrible, the picture that the guys are painting. It's right. I mean, Leonardo's clutching if he thinks he's going to get 220 million with a guy that's potentially can go on a free. And then Craig's just summed it up there. I mean, when Kylian Mbappe come on the scene, he was one of the most likeable youngsters I've seen for a long time. Galacticos, superstar, Ballon d'Or potential winner. No flaws in his game whatsoever as a teenager. Left Monaco, went to PSG. Very likeable. In the space of, I don't know, 6, 7, 8 months, all of a sudden now his ego, as Craig said, out of control. He wants to be the big man at Real Madrid. Why wouldn't you want to stay at PSG? Why wouldn't you want to win Champions Leagues and win trophies and try and be invincible and play with Neymar and play with Messi and play with the guys that they've got there? Because the team's building something. You can see, I love watching PSG now. I think there's an interest there. I disagree with the guys if Ronaldo came in there. I'd want to watch him even more because it's absolutely crazy what PSG could be doing. But on Kylian Mbappe, I hope someone tries to knock him down a peg or two, whether that's his agent, whether that's his immediate family, maybe his teammates. But someone has to do it because this is not the young kid that I saw 4 or 5 years ago.
But I think it's a good point to what Craig is talking about, his ego. But also, this is a young man that has achieved in his young age unbelievable. He's a world champion and all that kind of thing. But he's still a young guy who is developing into this game. And we have talked about it. What kind of team do you have around you? What kind of agents? What kind of strategist will do it for you? And Jules probably he knows that better than me. But kind of people he has around him. But again, at the Euros, we saw family having a fight there, and Mbappe was, I guess, somehow maybe the victim there, but somehow still involved. And I agree with you. I remember the first time I saw him playing for Monaco, I wanted to adopt him. I wanted to take him home to Norway. We'll probably have a good national team then, by the way. But he was very likable. And I think that now that Mbappe turning into a symbol of how football. He's not lost. He's a young lad. He can come back, and he's still got his talent and so on. But it just shows you how what fame can do to you. And of course, when you put Messi along you, and you feel you need to be the poster boy, I think that Jules said it perfectly. And then he will think, well, maybe I should go to Real Madrid because I will be the poster boy there. Or maybe I got to share it with Erling Haaland. I mean, if you put that into it, you will think that they will think that they will get titles because they're earning unbelievable money anywhere they will play. So it's all about titles that will be on your graveyard when you're dead.
He's only got to look at his current teammate, and I say current, and Lionel Messi.
Mm. Yeah.
To see how, he's a poster boy, but he's not a poster boy by design. He's a poster boy by what he did and has done for over a decade, right? Him and Ronaldo, whatever way you swing on the who you like and who you don't like and blah, blah, have done their talking on the field year in, week out. And that's what I want to see this young man doing again.
Yep.
And you become the poster guy by doing that. Now, I know he's had huge success, Jan just mentioned that, but he's got potentially 10 years of it ahead of him. And if he's watched I mean, I don't think, from a football parlance, I would be rushing to make a jump to this Real Madrid side. I mean, they struggled to beat Alaves and then they drew with Levante. They've been awful at the back. They've got an ageing midfield. They've got some real dead wood in there. And yeah, he's going to make them a better side, but he's not going to make them into world beaters. Ask Ronaldo going to Juventus. Yep. Thought they were going to be the bee's knees, couldn't win the Scudetto and got nowhere near the Champions League. It takes more than one player. Listen,
I totally agree with everything, but we also have to recognise that PSG has played a part in who Kylian Mbappe has become.
Right.
In the example that was set by bringing in Neymar and then treating Neymar differently from everybody else. As a young player coming through with the world at his feet, and that is what you witness from within, PSG have played their part. And again, for me, I think PSG are determined to make Kylian Mbappe the villain of this piece.
Just a reminder, the transfer window closes September 1st. Meanwhile, there's action this weekend. La Liga, of course, here on ESPN+. Valencia against Alaves on Friday. On Saturday, Real Madrid away against Real Betis. Sunday sees Barca play host to Getafe. That's Atleti against Villarreal.
La Liga. Stream every match on ESPN+.
Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN+.